This case is a perfect example of how courtroom reality clashes with personal belief systems. You're about to watch a defendant who refuses to acknowledge his legal identity, challenges jurisdiction at every turn, and insists on representing himself, all while already having active warrants. And here's where it gets interesting. The court isn't debating philosophy, it's enforcing procedure. Every second of this interaction builds toward one simple outcome: participate or face consequences. The question is, can someone navigate a legal system they fundamentally reject? Or does that refusal guarantee failure from the start? Let's break it down step by step.
You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but
Okay.
I'm Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Williams, I'm
Michael
asking-
Williams, Your Honor.
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
Okay. So here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No,
So it's
Your
either
Honor,
way,
I'm just
but I
letting
have
you
to
know
call
who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams
That's fine.
L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or colored, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't.
This right here is one of the most common sovereign citizen tactics, separating yourself from the legal name on record. The idea is that if you don't accept the name, you're somehow not the person being charged. But legally, identity isn't based on what you choose to call yourself in court. It's based on records, documentation, and evidence. The judge is making it very clear. If you don't acknowledge the name tied to the case, then legally, you're not appearing at all. And that's a dangerous position to take. So think about it. Does refusing a name disconnect you from the charges, or does it just disconnect you from your own defense?
Present, and so that's fine, but I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
to that
Can you
document, okay?
can you repeat that? Can you repeat that,
I
Your Honor?
said, if we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine, but it's gonna be as if you didn't appear for court today, because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right, so I'm just saying, when I.
Williams
call those
L is here
documents,
today. I'm
did
just
you-
letting you know
hold
who
on,
I
Mr.
am, ma'am.
Williams.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm gonna have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool
That's
with
fine.
that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a
Okay.
Moorish American.
Okay, did you
Sovereign.
wanna offer? Okay, did you wanna offer for it or no? Are you gonna try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you gonna want a trial? Are you gonna try and wanna
No, I
offer
do not
with-
agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay, so if you're not gonna participate, we're just gonna act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am
say-
here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on
You
record.
have to- Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate, okay?
This is where things start to spiral. The defendant believes that simply being physically present counts as participation, but in legal terms, that's not enough. Participation means engaging with the process, entering pleas, responding to questions, making arguments within the rules. The judge is trying to move forward, but every response loops back to the same position: identity and sovereignty. And here's the key issue. The court isn't refusing to hear him, it's requiring him to engage properly. So let me ask you, if someone refuses to follow the structure of the courtroom, can they realistically expect the court to accommodate them?
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am.
Listen,
I'm participating. I do not agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine, but if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's
Okay.
violating a constitutional right, ma'am.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want to what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want
tickets?
an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not gonna happen. So you can, I'm
Well,
not gonna dismiss.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. You're violating my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
Got him.
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. You're not under my. I'm not under your.
Now, this is a critical legal contradiction. The defendant is denying U.S. citizenship while simultaneously invoking constitutional protections. The judge points out the inconsistency, and it's a valid one. While certain fundamental rights apply broadly, the legal system still operates within a defined framework of jurisdiction and governance. You can't selectively accept protections while rejecting the authority that enforces them. That's not how the law functions. So here's the bigger question. Can you pick and choose which parts of the system apply to you? Or does engaging with it mean accepting the whole structure?
Jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Yeah, because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a
but
Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. That's it. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority.
Right.
What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it.
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violate my rights. That's a sovereign.
Calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Williams L.
All right. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a title.
This is the date and time set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right, so how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right, that motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So
special
it's been
appearance.
denied, so you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
No.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams L. It appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I wanted to participate. I'm just letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets. So he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant. So these matters will stay in warrant status.
And this is the moment where everything catches up. The judge makes a procedural decision. If you're not participating as the person named in the case, then legally, that person has failed to appear. It's not personal, it's procedural. And the consequence? The warrants remain active. This is a powerful example of how the system keeps moving, regardless of personal objections. The defendant had an opportunity to engage, challenge, and defend, but instead, the focus stayed on identity arguments. So ask yourself, was this a strategic stand or a costly misunderstanding of how court actually works?
Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 12123334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay, and is there another name that you have?
That's not my name, that's just my title.
Okay, what's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then, is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay, you don't have a name at all?
No,
All
I'm
right.
not Christian.
All right. It's my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench, or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on that. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I know I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your options at this point in time. If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving, I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger?
I was parked. And it was harassing. Was
You
never
sure
driving.
you don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir? You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I do not consent. I can't.
So here's what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process.
What's fascinating here is that the court gives him another chance, a clean reset. New hearing, clear explanation of rights, even a breakdown of possible outcomes. But instead of adjusting strategy, he doubles down on the same arguments: jurisdiction, sovereignty, common law. And notice something important. The judge is patient, structured, and consistent. She lays out options: trial, plea, attorney. But he refuses all of them. At that point, the system has no choice but to proceed without his cooperation. So here's the question. When someone is given multiple chances to engage properly and refuses every time, who is responsible for the outcome?
So it's just gonna go back into warrant status because you have to pick one of the options, yes.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said,
right.
did you want counsel?
I'm not a United States citizen.
Okay, all right.
Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm a Moor. Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law. Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party? Or I ask for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction.
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed. So you have these options, or else it's just gonna remain.
And I'm under duress because you forced me saying you're gonna put a warrant out for my arrest.
It's already out there.
But that's violating my 13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime has been committed.
So you can't
violate my.
Okay, let me finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
Ma'am, I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that
You have to go by
either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
the laws do apply. What do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was going to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here to
Saying,
make
do you
sure
have a
that-
liability? Do you have a bond?
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you, Mr.
I'm not arguing.
Williams L.
I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L. Those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's going to remain in warrant statute.
You're forcing me.
Nothing
You
I
can't
can
do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man.
Alright.
You can't go against Constitution.
Okay, Mr.
You took an oath.
Williams L.
You swore an oath to
I did.
follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man, somebody's gonna get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Okay.
Okay,
Mr. Williams L. I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things.
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, all right?
You're right.
You can't
Alright.
force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my
You can
constitutional
go to the
rights.
fifth floor and make a complaint.
That's because you're violating my constitutional rights.
All right.
And I'm
thank
gonna ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that. I just
Okay,
asked
you can
the
ask
case to be
him, go ahead
dismissed.
and ask the sheriff for my liability bond, it's fine.
Took an oath to swear to the Constitution. You took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Ms. Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay, he said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moorish. Sorry.
First American and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
By the end of this case, the outcome isn't surprising. It's inevitable. The defendant refuses to identify himself, refuses legal counsel, refuses to engage with the process, and repeatedly challenges jurisdiction without presenting a valid legal argument. And the court responds exactly how it's designed to, by continuing the warrants and moving forward. This isn't about beliefs, it's about procedure. The legal system doesn't pause because someone disagrees with it. It operates on participation, structure, and evidence. And without those, there's no defense, only consequences. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.